Let's get into these ratings for Major League Baseball. We're going to start with the regular season and how baseball closed out on the three networks that carry their games. Then we're going to dive into the wild card round of the playoffs from last weekend. Obviously, there's nothing to compare the wild card round to since this is the first year of the expansion. But like I told you guys this morning, the ratings for baseball, kind of a mixed bag. I'm sure Rob Manfred will tout them as a success, but I'm going to show you a comparison that might have you thinking it's a failure. Not a huge embarrassing failure, as you guys know. That crown is reserved specifically for our favorite Bruce, Bobo Jones. But I'm going to let you guys decide whether or not these ratings are positive for Major League Baseball. The bar where I'm a regular at happy hour, there's often a debate as to which is more popular, the NBA or Major League Baseball. All the regulars at the bar, and a lot of people living in the South in general, they will argue with you all day long that Major League Baseball is more popular than the NBA. I used to debate them about it. I used to tell them the NBA is actually more popular nationally than baseball, and it's really not even close. But, I mean, once people have their mind made up about something, especially something that they're passionate about, there's just no sense in arguing with them. Now, when it gets brought up at the bar, I just leave it alone. The reason I mentioned the debates we have at happy hour, I was thinking about this on my way home this afternoon, and it made me realize one of the problems in Major League Baseball. It's entirely possible that I have mentioned this before here on the channel, and I have forgotten that I mentioned it, but with baseball, people either love it or could give a fuck less about it. There's no in between. What Major League Baseball seems to be missing is the casual fan. The NBA sees a massive uptick in ratings when the playoffs start. Millions of additional viewers that don't typically watch during the regular season, they tune into the NBA once the playoffs begin. It ain't really the same in baseball. We didn't see this massive increase in viewership. Let me give you the regular season ratings first so you'll see the comparison. Major League Baseball on Fox this season averaged 2.1 million viewers, down 12% from last year. ESPN averaged 1.5 million, up 1% from last year. Essentially, no growth. They were flat. Now, Major League Baseball averaged 365,000 on TBS, up 24%. Well, KC, that is a huge increase. This is great news for Major League Baseball. Like I say all the time when the media is bragging about ratings in the WNBA, don't come at me boasting because your ratings went from nothing to almost nothing. Every time a stray cat has a litter of kittens in the dump, the WNBA brags about an increase in ratings. Like the rest of us, those kittens will get tired of the garbage, start watching Cats in Heat instead of live action from the dump. There's not too many cats in the WNBA, just a bunch of dogs. Now let's compare the regular season in baseball to the NBA. The NBA averaged over 3 million on ABC, nearly 500,000 more than Major League Baseball averaged on Fox. 1.4 million on ESPN, 100,000 less than Major League Baseball. They also averaged 1.4 million on TNT, which is over 1 million more viewers than baseball averaged on TBS. So even though you can make the case that the NBA is less popular today than it's ever been, they are still beating the shit out of Major League Baseball. The most watched baseball game during the regular season was the Field of Dreams game. This was a huge success for baseball last year, but the novelty seems to be wearing off. Ratings this season were down 50%, 3.5 million. Take a look at the top NBA games from last season. The most watched game in baseball would barely, just barely, make the top 5 in the NBA. To my knowledge, the Field of Dreams game was the only game to eclipse 3 million viewers during the regular season in baseball. Hell, last week, the NBA preseason was doubling, in some cases tripling the audience of the final games of the regular season in baseball. Just think about that for a second. The final nationally televised baseball games all featured the Phillies or the Yankees, both playoff teams. And the end of your regular season is dominated by the preseason in the NBA? Let's get into ratings for the playoffs. Excluding games that were broadcast on NBA TV, the first 2 rounds of the NBA playoffs averaged over 4 million viewers a game. Now, I exclude NBA TV because Every playoff game in Major League Baseball was broadcast on ABC or ESPN, ESPN2. Wanted to make a fair comparison. The NBA had several games in the first round eclipse 7 million viewers, with a couple more over 6 million. Here are the ratings last weekend for Major League Baseball. As you can see, no game hit 4 million, with half falling below 3 million. Major League Baseball averaged 2.8 million last weekend, 1.5 million less than the NBA. But KC, some of these games aired on Friday afternoon. Everyone is at work. Plus, they were competing against college football and the NFL. Oh, yeah? Yeah? Whose fault is that? Who sets the fucking schedule in baseball? This has been a recurring problem for years. Major League Baseball continues scheduling playoff games while potential casual fans are at work. Game 1 of the ALDS today started at 2 o'clock this afternoon. What kind of fucking sense does that make? Let's schedule one of the biggest games of our season when the only people home to watch are dumbasses like KC and unemployed shitfucks. Yeah, great strategy. Only one problem. Shitfucks can't afford TV. Not to mention, with budget cuts in the dump, the WNBA was forced to suspend their cable services. But you know what's strange? I never hear this excuse when people talk about ratings for March Madness. Half the games in the first round aired during the middle of the day on Thursday and Friday. Yet somehow, college basketball is able to attract 3-4 million viewers. Major League Baseball, they can barely hit their average on ESPN during the regular season for playoff games. Take a look at these ratings from last year when the wild card round was single elimination. You tell me, in terms of ratings, which format was better? These games aired in prime time on Tuesday and Wednesday night. Perfect scheduling by Major League Baseball. You're running unopposed. In terms of sports, there's not shit on TV Tuesday and Wednesday night. Look at the ratings they were able to draw. 7.1 million for the American League, 6.7 million for the National League. Last year, they were drawing a larger audience in the 18 to 49 demo than their overall audience this year for half the games in the wild card round. Like I said in the beginning, these ratings are not necessarily bad, but they damn sure ain't good. Which is why I was so confused earlier when one of you guys sent me a video interview with Rob Manfred. He was interviewed today by Sports Business Journal. When I see an interview with Rob Manfred about the state of Major League Baseball, I'm expecting a little bit of a negative slant. There's just not too much positivity right now in the league. You've turned off thousands of people by allowing shitfucks like Stacey Abrams to slide your cucumber through that Grand Canyon-sized gap in her teeth. When I see Stacey Abrams smile, I don't know whether to take a picture or take a Xanax so I forget the image. There was that controversy earlier this year when Giants manager Gabe Kapler refused to come out for the national anthem. I am protesting for gun reform! Abolish the Second Amendment! Guns should only be used for purposes of insertion! Gabe was so concerned about gun control and the well-being of his son/daughter Zaya, whom he shares with his wife Dwayne Wade, that he forgot that his job was to win baseball games. Attendance is down throughout Major League Baseball. Local ratings were flat when compared to last season. They were down significantly compared to 2019. There's a lot of negativity right now surrounding Major League Baseball. Not according to Rob Manfred, though. No! It's a great day in the land of fruits and vegetables. Instead of being concerned about addressing all these issues, Rob Manfred, he has other plans for the future of baseball. Watch for yourself.
I am an advocate of getting the industry to 32. I think that there are huge, first of all, there's demand for baseball. Just the cities you tick through. That's important. People want baseball.
What? What did you just say? Did I just hear Rob Manfred say there's a demand for Major League Baseball? Where? Where is this demand? You don't have one team in this league that can consistently sell out games. Over the weekend, there were 9 playoff games. 9. Only 4 were at 100% capacity. Attendance across Major League Baseball dropped nearly 6% this season. This was the 9th year in a row that attendance has declined. The last time they saw an increase in attendance was 2012. Since then, it's dropped 14%. 14 teams saw double-digit decreases in attendance this season, including the Cleveland Indians, who for some reason now prefer to be called the Guardians. What they're guarding, I don't know. Perhaps they are guarding entry into the stadium because ain't no asses in the seats. Cleveland is a playoff team. They've been dominant all season. They ranked 25th in attendance. This league can't generate enough interest to convince people to go watch teams that are winning. And Rob Manfred wants to talk about expansion? What the fuck is with these failing leagues wanting to expand? Both the WNBA and NWSL talking about expansion too. Why? I have yet to see one request for more garbage. Most people want their garbage taken away. They don't want more delivered to their doorstep. Rob Manfred should be concerned with fixing the problems in baseball. You know, like your eroding fan base, or the fact that you're no longer the second most popular league in America. If Major League Baseball is not careful, they could fall out of the Big Three. Throughout my lifetime, the Big Three's always been NFL, NBA, Major League Baseball. But the NHL's getting more and more popular while baseball continues trending in the opposite direction. And the thing about it is, leadership in baseball, they don't seem to care. It's like Rob Manfred is completely oblivious to the problem. Instead, they're bragging about setting records for most minutes streamed during the regular season. We're super popular when it comes to streaming. Yeah. You know what else is popular in streaming? Corky the Yorkie rolling around on the floor. Jackie Mahomes sending out his woke mating call on TikTok. You know how many fucks Fox and ESPN give about baseball streaming numbers? No fucks. But let me know what you think. Ratings for the postseason in Major League Baseball. Not what I would call bad by any stretch, but far from impressive. Which do you think is more popular, Major League Baseball or the NBA? Sound off in the comments below. Make sure to like and subscribe. Click the notification bell to receive all notifications from the channel. Best way to contact me is by email at btlkc84@gmail.com, KC_BTL84 on Twitter. I'll see you guys tomorrow.